if it isn't Slytherin's newest broom talent.
That's right. Gonna beat you at your own game, that's for sure.
There you are. The crossbond's due.
Hello, Imelda. Albie Weeks sent me.
Did he now? Still tinkering with his broom upgrade, no doubt. I tried to help him once. He nitpicked my flying technique, and that was the end of that. The nerve. Why is he roping you into his broom testing silliness? You've barely started flying from what I know. Caught wind of you showing off in flying class with Clopton.
Seems someone's jealous of my skills on a broom.
Me? Slytherin Quidditch captain. Jealous of you? Everyone knows that class is only for beginners, troublemakers, and bumbling baboons. But for some reason, now people think you're competition. Ugh, I can't be having that.
Perhaps I am competition.
You can't be what passes for Slytherin these days. Pfft, ragged old hat's dropping its standards. Enough of this. Only one way to find out who's the better flyer. I hold one of the fastest times on this course. Let's see if you can beat it. Slytherin versus Slytherin.
Actually, why not? I can beat your record.
I'm so looking forward to seeing you lose.
Did it! Brilliant!
Oh! Ah!
Ah, success!
Oh, thank goodness that counted.
Now that's more like it. Did it! Did anyone else see that?
When racing, like those control, it is like it is nerve-wracking, dude. Like normally, like if you're not racing, it's you kind of eventually will get used to it, but because you're constant, like I want to turn with the right stick, but I'm turning with the left stick, and I'm focusing the camera with the right stick, and then I gotta also remember to go up and down with the right stick.
You must have cheated, you... Oh! Don't think this is over. You can't determine skill from one single trial.
Surely my win means something.
You're not terrible, but you're still going to have to prove yourself if you want to earn my respect.
I don't want respect from the likes of you. All you do is insult people.
You and everyone else need to get a thicker skin. Anyway, I'm moving on to the next course. It's near Irondale and offers a much tougher challenge. You can try to prepare by racing this course again. Just check in at the podium, where the leaderboard is. You can check your time and start the race. We'll see next time if your win here was more than just a fluke. Whilst on an errand for Albie Weeks.
I wasn't. See, damn it! I hate it when it is. I didn't want that last bit. Like I was trying to insult her, saying I didn't want her respect, but instead
I suspect Mr. Weeks will be glad
turned
to
into
hear how I fared.
Turned into some dumb ass like SJW. All you do is insult people. Like I didn't give a fuck about the insulting part. I was trying to insult her and say I didn't give a crap about her respect. Ugh. God damn it! I always let me say what the fucking thing says on the screen. Don't give me a half-assed answer and then add shit to it that I didn't want to say. Same thing. They always do this in video games nowadays. Alright, the camera... Oh, what is going on here? What is going on? It wasn't doing this earlier. Was it because I was fucking up or something? Okay, okay. What is going on? The character, the camera is now turning with the character. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, I can't fly. Alright, alright. That actually feels really cool. Like, mate, even with the problems. Okay, so maybe the maybe I was having issues earlier, or maybe I wasn't understanding it. But you gotta. Why can't I get out? This is an issue. Look, why? I'll randomly mantle things, but look, why won't this mantle? Just mantle, damn it. I'm assuming I can't fly over the town because it's just too much on the load. I wonder if you can fly over the town in the other game. In the you know what I'm talking about, the PS5 and Xbox S or whatever. Next gen.
You're back with something to report.
Oh, I was gonna say he had a fucked up face.
Mr. Weeks, I was able to set a record on my broom.
Incredible! Miss Reyes must have been shocked. Tell me, how was the broom?
A little turbulent and is wanting for a bit of speed, but it fared well enough. I will say that it tended to drift a bit to the left on certain turns. Heard a slight swoosh when I dipped.
Oh, thank you. That's precisely what I needed to know. Drifted, eh? I shall get to work immediately. Even the naysayers will be forced to admit that my work's had potential all along.
Why would anyone doubt your ability to upgrade brooms?
Oh, you'd be surprised. People get set in their ways, worry that fiddling with what's working fine will somehow ruin it. Those people don't appreciate the sense of freedom that comes with quality broom flight, nor do they appreciate all that's involved in the creative process. I have a friend in Rome runs a shop like mine, says it's worse there. Of course, they do nap in the afternoons from what I hear. And where would we be without enhancements? I mean, if Elliot Smethwick had let the naysayers get to him, we would never have had the cushioning charm. I don't listen to them.
I'm excited to hear more.
I have a very good feeling about this upgrade. I guarantee you'll be pleased. Expect to hear from me soon. How to address the issue of altitude as it relates to speed?
So, the one on the bottom is mine, isn't it? That's the fast one. That's the school one. That's that one. Did I see that one there in the middle? With the kettle thing?
That item is of the highest quality.
No. U-weaver, wind wisp, moon trimmer.
That item is of the highest quality.
Yeah, there is a broom here that I
Thanks
see
for
that.
stopping by. Hope to see you again.
That one. It's got like a kettle on it. I would hope they have like a Nimbus 2000 or something. Like the Nimbus 1000. Nimbus 500, or just the Nimbus. It'd be cool to see him like invent the Nimbus. Didn't she? Where would she say she was going next? Ba-bum-bum-bum. I want to do these now. I want to beat the crap out of her. I like Reyes. I like her competitiveness, but at the same time, that's why I wanted to be snarky with her and tell her I didn't give a fuck about her respect. Instead, I turned into some, like, you're a meanie. That's not what I wanted to say. That's why I miss games where they would actually have the sentence of what you're gonna say, or at the least actually give me a good gist of what I'm gonna say, and then when I say the full sentence, like, don't change it. But nowadays they give you like this small snippet, and then the context of what you're gonna say, and then they tend to add a whole bunch of shit to it, or they tend to like make it like they'll make you sound like a little pissant or something. Like you want it, like I said, that made it sound like I was gonna be snarky, or like I was like, I don't give a fuck about your respect or something. But instead, you sounded like a little SJW, like you're being mean. Or not just like you sound like yeah, like you're being mean. She was right. You need to grow a thicker skin. But that's not what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do was try and piss her off by saying, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if you respect me. I'm gonna beat you. I'm not looking for your respect. So, let me say what I want to say. You know? Don't put words in my mouth in the video game. You should, if anything, really, they should have at least 3 or 4 different sentences I can say, and give me at least 75 or 50% of what the sentence is. I would prefer you give me the whole sentence, because it really isn't that hard to put the whole sentence on the damn screen. You know, games used to do this. It's really not that hard, and it's also, there's games that do it. There's games that used to do this very well, where they would give you about half a sentence, or like a half a sentence, like 4 words, 5 words, and you would get a real good gist. I think Witcher 3 does it relatively well. Sometimes there are some weird like some ones that seem very off. But there are games out there that have done this where they give you 4 or 5 sentences, 4 or 5 words, and there's a long ass sentence, but the words that they give you is literally that sentence boiled down to 4 or 5 words. And they don't change the context of the sentence very much. If those 4 or 5 words, like if the sentence is trying to make you sound like telling he's yelling at that person and telling them to fuck off. Like, that's what those 4 or 5 words are going to tell you. If the sentence is you being a pissant and moaning and bitching and stuff, that's what those 4 or 5 words are going to do. If you're trying to be a jokester and cracking jokes and laughing and trying to make just be funny, that's what those 4 or 5 sentences are going to do. But they're not gonna like do the 4 or 5 they're not going to do what the 4 or 5 words are, and then all of a sudden add another sentence onto the end that add a whole nother sentence onto the end that changes the context of the sentence. They're not going to, they're going to keep it in context. There's several games that do this, and I think it's an example of bad writing. So it's not that hard to do. Either show the whole sentence, keep it in context. It would have been that hard. It wouldn't have been that hard to been like, I don't care. The sentence should have said, I'm not trying to get your the thing is I think the sentence was like, I don't care about your respect, or I'm not trying. It was like, I'm not trying to, and it should have then been like, comma, you're mean. Or it should have been comma, because you're mean. Or something like that. If it could have just said, but comma, because you're mean, it would have it would have, because her sentence still was much longer. It would have boiled down the gist of this. It would have made much more sense or something. I don't know. Yes, I do know. What I'm saying is, yeah, it should have been comma, you're mean, because you're mean. Something you could have boiled down the 12 to 15 words she said into the sentence into 6 words that I could have read on screen. I mean, I would have preferred her just to have the sentence on screen, or a decent chunk of the sentence on screen, or something. But there is a better. They could have given me a much better example of a sentence. It is lazy writing to just do that and then make the sentence and then have the spoken words be a much more garbled of emotion, go from, yeah, I don't care about this, but then also this. Don't do that. Don't be like, yes, this, which is what you show me on screen, but also this. Don't do that. If you're gonna do also but also this, also have in the sentence that you show me, comma, but also this, or something. Give me context of what the rest of the sentence is. Give me context of the full thing. There's way too often they don't do that. They give you this tiny little thing, which is the first quarter of a sentence, and you kind of get that first the gist of half of the thing, a quarter of the thing, right? And then the rest of it, nothing. I mean, you don't know nothing, but I mean, you know what I mean. They just don't let you know. They just put words in your mouth, and then the character you're trying to, if you're trying to role play, or if you're trying to make kind of a persona on screen, or it's just the dialogue choices you want to make, you really don't make them. It is so hard to role play nowadays in a lot of games, because the dialogue choices, you gotta know them ahead of time. You've had to have played through the games several times, because the dialogue choices are impossible to guess what you're actually going to say most of the time. And that's because they're lazy. It's bad game design, and it's lazy. Lazy writing, bad game design. And in the past, they used to actually get this right. And it's because people have become lazy nowadays because of that whole stupid BioWare, and there's other people that do it. We're doing it too. It's not just BioWare, but around the same time, they came up with the conversation wheel and shortening the sentences so that they could have someone speak a whole bunch of dialogue in several sentences, but only give you a small thing to a small text context to choose from. and it's not just BioWare. There was, there was other people not doing the conversation wheel, but they were, in RPGs, they were shortening it and shortening it and shortening it, so they didn't have to write it all out on screen, or they could just give you a short sentence, and the person could speak far much more dialogue than they would fit in the box. I'm not just gonna blame them, but they're famous for the conversation wheel and stuff like that, and a lot of people copied them afterwards with the conversation wheel and that kind of thing. So they're the ones that mainstreamed it, I guess. But it's because they're lazy, and then Fallout and a lot of those other RPG and role-playing games followed, and now you just don't fucking know what your character's gonna say most of the time. It's a coin toss. It's usually a coin toss whether they're actually gonna say what you chose for them to say on screen, or they're gonna say maybe partly what it says, and then they just kind of meander off into some other thought, into some other nonsense that you're like, I didn't know they were gonna fucking say that. That's usually what a lot of people say. Well, that's not what I chose, or I didn't know they were gonna fucking say that when I chose that option. So that's about it. How many times I had to have reloaded a save because I didn't know that's what they were gonna say, and I ended up into a fucking fight, or ended up into dialogue choices, or game, having game results in a game, like characters, characters, like results. I don't know, like scenarios or situations that affected my gameplay because of game choices, because of shitty dialogue choices, because I didn't know what they were gonna say, and the sentence they gave me in the dialogue box, it was terrible. It was just terrible. So it's a plague of modern writing and modern game design. I would like some game design to get back to the old way. Okay, so we're gonna try not to use the right stick. So you can go in a complete circle and the camera will not follow. But if I just hold left, it will go left. And it will go right. Go up and down. Left and right. So when I'm flying, I think like everything gets deloaded on the ground. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem. It still looks relatively good, but a lot of the stuff on the ground is deloaded. They keep the important things. A lot of the terrain. The castle looks a lot of money there. There you go. It loaded in. I don't know. There are games that are bigger than this even. I feel... My question is what is this about this game that is so hard on the engine? I guess there's a lot in the castle, but I'm assuming a lot of the stuff in the castle isn't loaded right now. I'm guessing is it just the textures and the quality and all that stuff? Right? They would have to tell me. Is it just the complexity? Because the game does look good in general, even with the lower textures. Things still look relatively good. I mean, things get muddy here and there, but I mean, this building looks pretty decent. I mean, it's muddy at the moment on some things. Give it a second to load in, maybe. There we go. I'm guessing it's just because the system is at the end of its lifetime, and it just can't. It's the loading. So if the higher textures you use, the more polygons that are being used and everything, it just takes more time to load in, and the system just can't load it in that fast. And I'm assuming they made it in order to be you know, they made it to the quality of the next gen systems, so it's that much more. It's that much more high quality in everything, textures and polygons. You know, everything. Like so much. I'm assuming just there's a lot of stuff crammed in here. The only thing is like, I don't know. I would like have to compare this to say like Ghost of Tsushima and this. The only thing is Ghost of Tsushima doesn't have lots of buildings. And this has like, it doesn't have lots of buildings necessarily either, but it has the castle. The castle has lots of stuff in it. So I know they're two different kinds of things, but this would be something that I would love to talk to the game designers and be like, what is it? You know, why does this one? Is it simply because it's initially designed for the PS5? Everything's designed so it's gonna load all right, and it's primarily designed for the PS5, so it's optimized for that, and and then you had to kind of port it backwards. You know, when it's gonna run smoothly and well on a PS5, you know it's gonna be extremely hard to run on a PS4, so you had to turn everything down. Well, obviously, like say Ghost of Tsushima, it was optimized and everything for the PS4, built from the ground up for the PS4. I don't know. That's what I would like to get my like something to talk to. What is it? I know Hogwarts, just because of how much stuff is crammed. Hogwarts is everything that is crammed just on top of each other. But then, and you also have to keep the building in the background the entire time loaded in. Not in the highest textures the entire time, but it'd be interesting. That's what I would like to know about video games. What is it when it comes to stuff like that? Now, it does run still relatively well. There's very little stuttering. There's, and all that kind of stuff. Ugh. What the hell? Oh, hello. What's the puppies doing? You know what? I really am not going to complain. Textures and all that stuff. The game. Now we've had some pretty bad pop in here and there where like, you don't see anything. So far we haven't fallen through the environment or any issue like that. But all of a sudden it's like there's just white. You like open a door and just a little bit in the distance, half the castle is white, but then it loads in, right? Or a whole room is white, half the room is white, and it's not loaded in, but then it loads in real fast. Relatively fast. Gives it like within 2 seconds it's loaded in. Just because, I'm just saying, because I know of the issue because it's not it is really not meant to be on the system. This system is like it's like I don't know how to say it. This is the very end of the life cycle of the system, and this is pushing it, trying to get some of these games onto the getting a game like this or some of the newer games onto the system, especially when they're really starting to get some they're trying to take advantage of the technology on the newer systems. So look, I've streamed almost 13 hours today, hasn't crashed. No stuttering really, other than we've had some NPCs stuttering. We had a slight frame rate stutters with the niffles, whatever, those little platypus creatures, and then the centaurs. But that's it. But nothing else really stuttering. No frame rate drops for our character or when we're fighting or anything like that. So the stuttering that we had is very random. Very random. It's just very random stuff. It's like it's something that might have gotten looked over in the system, like the game's like having an issue, like overlooking it, or it didn't load it in right, maybe something like that. I don't know why, but it seemed to have like the centaur NPCs that were running through the woods and those little platypus creatures. But we don't stutter. We haven't had any frame drops. When we have games like Cyberpunk and a whole bunch of other games that have lots of issues, the very fact that this game hasn't crashed, I am very surprised by that. Oh, there's a swamp down here? What is this? Damn it, I dodged. God damn it.
Revelio.
What is this thing? Few witches or wizards correctly trace the history of Scotland's indigenous mazes back to their rightful source, the 15th century dark wizards known as Unan Blackwood. Born, I don't know how to, Unan Wood, to a non-magical branch of the Wood family. Unan was misunderstood by his Muggle parents. In an effort to fit in, sought solace in the family trade, hedge trimming. He could allegedly control the blackthorn bushes with his mind, creating beautiful designs with ease. This both impressed and infuriated his rather intolerant family. The resentment only worsened upon young Unan's invitation to Hogwarts, where he was sorted into Hufflepuff's house. It was at Hogwarts that Unan first met one Artemisia Black, disowned by the Black family for her mother's dalliance with Artemisia's Muggle father. The half-blood Artemisia's relationship with blood purity. That's what I told you. The Black family, they're purebloods. They're very purists and very Voldemort-sidey. So it'll be interesting to see what's up with Headmaster Black, and if he's got. I wonder if he's possibly in on the bad guy's side. The half-blood Artemisia's relationship with blood purity was a complex one. She considered herself worthy of her mother's maiden name, blamed her father for her ostracization. Oh, the same time, she did not fault Wood for his Muggle parentage, but rather considered him, too, an unwilling, innocent victim of Muggle impurity. Interesting. The trees tend to, I guess I'm not going that high up, but the trees tend to stay really nice. What the hell? Come out so I can actually see you. Wrong button. You little sucker. There we go. Quest. No, we're... She said she was going down somewhere. Where she said she was going? Cambridge... Borough... Is it Cambridge? Irondale, that's where it was. I'm pretty sure it's Irondale. Eh. But apparently I can't do that quest yet. I thought she said she was there. That's where she was.
Nothing to poach in Ayrshire except spot. What was that? What's this?
Incendio!
Down is easy.
Incendio! Accio! Stupefy! Leviosa! Incendio! Incendio!
What have you done?
Accio!
No!
Incendio!
I didn't realize that was an Omegas. That was cool. That was cool. A wolf
Could it
Omegas.
be a Merlin trial?
I thought that was like a dog at first. Oh no! I can't get it. I can't help him. There's no fair. So
Revelio.
is that? I'm assuming that's an injured creature, right? No, I'm gonna leave that there so I remember to come back and help the animal. I'm gonna actually leave this here too. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to. Something down. I think that there's a thing about helping creatures. And
Stupefy. Leviosa. Accio. Incendio.
Come back. This ain't right. You said they want a bio. You will fall. Look what you've done. You bring down.
Stupefy. It's shameful what you've done to helpless beasts. Revelio. Revelio.
we'll come back and help him when we can. Ah, I was wondering where that big windmill was. And here it is. Oh, this place is cool. It's like little hobbit holes.
Fascinating, truly fascinating. Wish I had the energy.
Excuse me, madam. I thought I heard you say something.
Yes, indeed. Talking to myself again. I find myself to be quite the engaging conversationalist since my husband passed.
No.
Madam Althea Twiddle, pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Madam Twiddle.
You know, you might be interested in
I like
this.
her. I like her
Young
top.
people love this sort of thing.
Like that wrap.
My husband often ruminated on the mysterious statue just outside our hamlet. Some sort of archaic puzzle involving vases, he would insist. I stumbled upon it today when I had a burst of energy and extended my morning constitutional a bit longer than usual.
That means walk. I always used to think that meant pooping. Because then you have your constitution, but your constitutional is going for a walk.
An archaic puzzle. Sounds fascinating.
You see, I suspected you'd be interested, and wait till I tell you about the rumours surrounding this particular puzzle. My husband Greville insisted that solving the puzzle would reveal a magical challenge of sorts. The man was intrigued by everything. He was about to try and solve it himself when... Perhaps you could take a look. I'd be rather interested to hear what, if anything, you find.
Where can I find this statue?
It's not far from Irondale. It's down by the shore, near those old ruins. You can't miss it.
If I happen to see it, I'll have a look.
Ah, the spirit of youth. I do hope you'll be able to solve the puzzle. If not for me, then in Greville's memory.
I should look into the statue Madam Twiddle mentioned.
I am not seeing... I'm not seeing the quest down here. She said she was going to be down here. Oh.
Mysterious and a bit unsettling. What to do?
Hello. Jobbernall. Interesting. Some sort of bird?
Here.
Oh shoot. Did I just hurt that? No, I don't think so. I think we're good.
Revelio.
tat? No. Chucks. Be nice if you could.
Why have you not run away?
Too late for you to learn the error of your ways.
Oh, it's a potion. For some reason in the icon, it's not
Revelio.
popping up on my screen saying you have enough or whatever.
I know what that means. Merlin trial.
I don't know what to do with these ones.
Incendio!
I don't think that worked. Maybe it did?
Lumos. Reparo. Heal.
Did I fuck this up? Wait, did this open?
This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful.
Seems like a goblin tunnel.
Revelio.
I got something. Yeah, I'm confused. Why is the door so small, but then the tunnel's so tall?
Incendio. Accio. Levioso. Accio. Expelliarmus.
I don't think I have what I need. Let's come back when I have more spells. Oops, did I miss something?
Revelio.
Yes, it is. See, look at this. Constantly stuff under. There's tons of good things about this game, but then also like tons of random items in the ground, in the walls, like things that you're supposed to get, gems, mushrooms, you know, like materials that you need to get, and then gold, like rewards, gold. Luckily, no treasure chests yet, but like packets of gold and stuff like that, like underground. So, but maybe there's a creature that you unlock that lets you dig them up. I'm not sure. I kind of hate games that do that. It's like, is it broken? It confuses me. Is the game broken, or is that a feature? It always confuses me.